The man accused of killing Peggy Anderson at Pinnon's Deli reverses his guilty plea just days before being sentenced. In May, William Jones pled guilty to murdering the 63-year-old woman, but on Friday, Jones's public defender motioned to withdraw that original plea. Investigators claim surveillance video caught Jones assaulting and robbing Anderson on January 11, 2023. The defendant reportedly escaped the scene after stealing her car. The employee died of her injuries at a nearby hospital. Authorities found him in Alabama a month later. Jones initially pled not guilty to first-degree murder and robbery charges, but at 6, we'll learn what the impact the plea reversal could have in Jones' case.